All right, so I'm going to be demonstrating how to properly peel, slice, and dice a butternut squash. So a lot of recipes call for butternut squash. It's important that we know how to efficiently use these in our kitchens and safely. The key to processing all winter squash is to make sure that we're taking it slow, being really mindful, and not hurting ourselves, because they can be huge, they're really hard, and it's just really important to take it slow. So I like to first give myself a flat surface to work with. These are just going to roll all over a cutting board, way more likely to hurt myself. So now it's standing on its own, a lot less likely to topple over. So I cut off the ends, and then I'm going to slice down the center, and you can see butternut squash, a ton of flesh, just a tiny little seed cavity. So really great yield on these guys. This is a beautiful color. Butternut squash. It's on the smaller side. They can get really, really massive. But I'm just going to scoop out the seeds here with a metal spoon. That's great. And now I'm going to peel it. I like to use this kind of peeler. You might have these in your kitchen. It's really, really whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm going to set it down, and you know, there's some tricks. You can put these in the microwave for a few minutes. You can pop them in the oven and steam them for a few minutes to kind of loosen up that skin. But at the end of the day, a winter squash is going to be slippery. It has this hard skin, which is great because it gives it a really long shelf life, but they're kind of a pain. So just take it slow. You're going to want to peel off that hard layer. If you find a particularly hard spot, go in with your knife and just cut it off. Some people actually like to use a chef knife or a paring knife to peel their squash. I feel like you lose a lot of the flesh when you do that, but if you're more comfortable, you can do it that way. Always give yourself plenty of room on the cutting board so you're not crammed into a little space and trying to work. And now I'm just going to go down and cut it into strips. Going slow. It sticks to your knife. It slips on your cutting board. These things are a pain, but it's worth it. And there's also a decent number of farms that are doing, you can buy minimally processed squash. You can buy it already peeled and diced. That's a great time saver on your end. You're going to pay a little bit more for it, but you might find it to be worth it. And I'm just going to cut it into strips like that. All right. Now I'm going to line them up, and I'm going to dice. So now I have them in strips. Now I'm going to turn them, go the other way, and I'm making about 3/4 inch pieces right now. It's going to go into one of our new Harvest of the Month recipes for a roasted squash parfait. So you want them to be bite-sized. You know, if I was roasting and making a soup, so I was going to puree it, I wouldn't really be fussing over my knife skills too much because it's all going to get pureed. But I'm going to take my time here and make them nice little pieces. Clear off my cutting board. And that's essentially what you do. So I'm going to finish up this squash, and that is how you peel and dice butternut squash.